This video is all about the upgraded version of Auras of Majesty, the welcome deck that you get with the Magic the Gathering Arena. But now let's take a look at the deck, because I've sort of made a lot of changes and it hardly resembles the original deck. So a lot of the welcome decks are sort of like concepts, right? And instead of building around something, what I've done is taken out what works and made a different deck altogether. It's mostly like a Selesnya Knight deck with Satyr Enchanter thrown in there. So keep that in mind. It's also kind of a tricky proposition to enchant your creatures and then, or even like equip your creatures and then swing in with a big beefy creature. One cast down ruins your party if you do it that way, or one murder, or a disperse. You know, they bounce your guy and you lose all those enchantments. So I've done this a little differently, so bear with me. Let's check this out. 2 charges. I like to have something in the 1 space. Charge works pretty good. I've debated one of the small creatures, but charge is working pretty good for me right now, so I'm going to keep it there for 1 white. It's an instant. Creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. Works pretty good. I like to use it as a swing in and hit for lethal, or even as a defensive spell. Works both ways. 4 Adventurous Impulse, so I can use it for 1 green as a dig to try and get that Satyr Enchanter out on the board. You look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put it into your hand, and the rest go on the bottom of the library. 4 Knights of Grace. For 2, you get a 2/2 first strike, hexproof from black. This card alone will win some games. There's a lot of black out there in the game right now. And then Knight of Grace gets +1/+0 as long as any player controls a black permanent. So it'll be a 3/2 against the black deck with first strike and hexproof from black. It can't get Chupacabra, it can't get murdered, can't get casted down, any of the black spells that are pretty common. It's nice. I kept the Danitha. So for 3, you get a 2/2 first strike, vigilance, lifelink. Aura enchantments and equipment spells you cast cost 1 less, but keep that in mind because auras cost 1 less. 4 History of Benalia. This is not a budget deck. For 1 and 2 white, you create a 2/2 Knight token the first 2 ticks of the saga, then the 3rd tick of the saga. All Knights get +2/+1, 4 of those. 4 Luminous Bonds. This is an aura. So if you've got Danitha out, it costs 1 and a white. An enchanted creature can't attack or block. If you've got your Satyr Enchanter out, you draw a card. 4 Knights of Autumn. 1 a green and a white. When Knights of Autumn enter the battlefield, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it, or destroy target artifact or enchantment, or you gain 4 life. People are going to have a hard time convincing me that this isn't the best card of the set. I love it. It's not the best card of the set, but I love it. 4 Satyr Enchanters. I think like 3 come in the original. I added 1 more. Whenever you cast an enchantment spell, draw a card. You'll notice there are no enchantments that buff your creatures, only control enchantments from the white side. 1 Ajani's Last Stand. This actually isn't a bad little combo where you drop it. But for 2 and 2 white, whenever a creature or planeswalker you control dies, you may sacrifice Ajani's Last Stand. If you do, create a 4/4 white avatar creature token flying. When a spell or ability an opponent controls causes you to discard this card, if you control a planes, create a token, that same 4/4 white avatar token flying. It's not vigilant, though. 4 Conclave Tribunals. Very powerful removal card. So convokes for 3 and a white. When Conclave Tribunal enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent until Conclave Tribunal leaves the battlefield. Now you can use your Satyr Enchanter. It's so good. Conclave Tribunal, something of theirs, and then you draw a card. It's terrific. 2 Shalai, Voice of Plenties, so I added the 1 more. 3 and a white. It's a flying 3/4. You, planeswalkers, and other creatures you control have hexproof, and many times, by the time you get her on the battlefield, you can pop the buff to put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. Super powerful. And then 2 Conclave Cavaliers, which is a 2 green, 2 white, 4/4 vigilance. When Conclave Cavalier dies, create 2 green and white elf knight creature tokens. And if you'll notice, they're all knights, right? So you've got all the knights on the battlefield to have some synergy with History of Benalia. So when History of Benalia pops, all your knights get +2/+1. They're all knights anyway. You end up drawing through a lot of this deck with Satyr Enchanter while controlling your opponent's field, either creatures or permanents you don't want them to have. This deck does tend to get controlled out a little bit, so if you're facing control, it might be kind of a frustrating game because it's not very fast. But there's a ton of synergy with it, which I like better than buffing a creature of mine and trying to swing in for lethal. We'll take a look at the land real quick. 8 plains, 6 forests, 4 Selesnya Guildgates, 2 Sunpetal Groves, 2 Temple Gardens, 2 Tranquil Expanses. Ideally, you might have like 4 and 4 if you have the mana base for that. I just don't have the card base for it. So let's see how it plays out. We'll see if we can't get a few wins in here. You know, it's not the best way to play just because there are better options out there, but there's some pretty powerful cards in here that can make a difference sometimes. What I'm hoping for is a Knight of Grace in my opening hand. That tends to help. Although having a Satyr Enchanter isn't the worst thing ever. Though it is a 3 drop, so I do not like having nothing to play for the first 2 turns. But having land that like tap lands tend to help. So I'm gonna keep this hand. I'm gonna keep and hope. This is a risky hand to keep if we're facing control. We don't know what we're facing just yet. If you were to build this deck with a sideboard and try and make it a little more competitive, you might think about including some faster plays like a Dauntless Bodyguard maybe in the 1 space. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. Well, let's see what our opponent plays. He's playing black. And green. That's typical, isn't it? So he's probably going to be playing some serious removal here in a second. We're going to get casted down or murdered or Plagueborn dude. Okay. He's making Saplings. Saplings might get under our skin a little bit. But, you know what? Let's just get the lady out there. If he doesn't resolve Shalai or can't fix this, could be a pretty surprising victory for us. Although I gotta think he's got a Chupacabra. I mean, this deck runs Chupacabras. Or murders, or cast... No, he can't cast it down. Legendary. Okay. This gives me a nice target for Conclave Tribunal, which I will just cast with all this freaking land that I have. That's wonderful. But here we have the, you know, the beauty of our draw engine working. There we go. We draw a card, and it is exactly what we wanted. Shalai, why not? Her days are numbered. We all know it. Her turns are numbered, really. I got more. No problem. No problem. I got more. And I like using Conclave Tribunal rather than like removal for the graveyard, because some of these decks also run graveyard retrieval, find finality, stuff like that. Nice. Yeah, it is nice. And then I draw my card, which is a Knight of Grace. How terrific for me. Don't think he can resolve this, so I take care of both of his Poison Tip Archers. For now. And then next turn that will give me enough of a mana base to play both my Knight of Grace, which again has protection from black. So Knight of Grace is going to go perfectly against this particular deck that I'm playing with this opponent. Just because everything he's going to do for removal is going to be black. Maybe he's got Rabid Bites in there. I doubt it, but maybe he does. And then it's also going to get the pop from History of Benalia. I'm really not at all scared of Bells Unlock. Okay. I'm obviously not blocking with my Satyr Enchanter. It's too powerful for me to use as a draw engine. So, well, and I've got another Shalai, so that's nice. Alright. And we'll we'll get a card draw. So the card draw engine's working superbly right now. This is terrific. Alright, I'm going to save this Luminous Bonds for his Demon Lord. Why not? Now there's my Hexproof, so it's out. This is also one of the best blockers against virtually any black creature. Not any black creature, but virtually any black creature. There are a few that get overrun by it, but for the most part, having a 3/2 first strike blocks so much. Go for it. You can have all the clerics you want. You can even put Luminous Bonds on his Omnivore, so he can't sacrifice the Demon Lord when it comes down to it. Of course, I should have a few more cards to draw. Okay, that'll work. Well, will it? It will. So we have a pretty good creature base out here right now, but what are the odds that I can use my Adventurous Impulse and draw into a Knights of Autumn? Let's see what happens. This is going to ruin his day. So what's it holding priority for? His Omnivore? Must be. Must be. He might have a cast down though too. He might be trying to think about who to play his cast down on. There we go. Knight of Autumn. Guess what gets popped? So we're just going to cast her. Our knight, and it's also a knight, so it's going to benefit from History of Benalia next turn. We're going to use our knight to destroy target artifact or enchantment over here. The Rite of Belzenlot goes away. I no longer have to worry about his Thallid in terms of who to put Luminous Bonds on. So I'm going to Luminous Bond him. Get to draw my card. Oh, how fun. See, it works sometimes. It's going off right now. With any luck, we're going to get the victory out of this one. Now you might think that that was a little premature to Luminous Bond his Thallid Omnivore, but I get the card draw out of it. So there's no reason to have that come into play untapped. Charge is not going to make or break the game right now. Kind of like the state of the board. So when History of Benalia pops, if he doesn't mess with it, he could have a Ritual of Soot, which would suck. For me, well, I don't know. Even if he Rituals of Soots, whatever, you know, it destroys everything except for his Thallid Omnivore and Shalai. Whenever a creature you control enters the battlefield, it explores, so he lays down Path of Discovery, which we can deal with pretty easily. Let's count out blockers. He's got 6 blockers. I've got 6 attackers. So either they're all knights except for my enchanter, which is no big deal, because they're all going to get +1/+1 bigger, on top of the buff from History of Benalia. So here we come. And I'm pretty sure he's got to block down everything or die. Yeah. And here we go. I don't think he can do anything for 2 green, like a fog effect or something. He's got to block down. So there's no reason to use my charge. We kill his entire board state, and he takes 4. I'm okay with that for now. Let's see what happens. Oh, I've got to click through to regular strike damage. Alright. So the knights did good. Our opponent says good game. He plays another Death Bloom. Not another, but a single Death Bloom Thallid, which is going to explore. I don't think it's going to do any good because of our flying. He gets a forest. And that's got to be the game, right? Is he going to scoop, or are we going to get to attack one more time? Fungal Infection makes a Thallid, or a Saproling, which gets to explore into a swamp. Okay, so that's why he went with Fungal Infection, was to create the Saproling to get the exploration effect, maybe? Okay, okay. I can fly right over you, buddy. He might be... I don't know. Yeah. Yep, there it goes. Okay. He must have been hoping for something, but with exploration you don't get to draw it. You just get to see it, so... Not positive there, but okay. Nice victory for the day. Let's do one, maybe two more. If I win the next one, I'll stop there. This deck does have a tendency to get a little on the frustrating side. If it doesn't go off like that, and you're not drawing a card every time you play an enchantment, it gets real slow and real expensive. But if you get a Satyr Enchanter out there, it's nice. And I'm also very cautious about what cards I craft with my wild cards. I want to make sure that I'm doing like save cards, like History of Benalia. This is going to be around for a while, so I don't mind using mythics on it. Oh boy, I'm keeping this hand for sure. I'm going to pay 2 life for my Temple Garden and Adventurous Impulse on the first turn. And then I can either get a land or a creature. I'm on the draw, so we'll see what I get. Oh boy, how terrific is that? So that is definitely worth 2 life. And I think I should get... Oh, okay. Well, I should definitely get through some of these cards. And I know it costs 4, but I'm going to go with Shalai just because it's so powerful. And hopefully I draw into a land in the next couple of turns. I really want to do a turn 3, 4, and 5 history. How messed up is this going to be? There we go. I mean, I still have got to... It's very, very slow at this point, and I could get overrun pretty easily by... Okay, so he's not mono green. That makes me happier. If this was a stompy deck, I think I might be in trouble. But it's the... this is a strange version of... I'm just going to go balls to the wall with history here. They don't first strike, which I thought of at first. I just assumed they first striked. And I started blocking down other creatures and realized quickly that, oh, they don't have that. We're not going to block. I'll take 2 again. Elves? Some sort of elf thing. And no reason to attack yet. But now I can start gang blocking some of these 2/3s. He can kill one of my tokens. Believe it or not, we're coming for him. Zombie Knight, Elf, Elf, Elf. This is strange. Elf Ball? Sort of like Elf Ball, but with some black splashed in. What Midnight Reaper's doing there? Just card draw, I suppose? Ooh, that's tricky. I'm gonna have to take out his Beast Whisperer. This might be too slow of a start for us here. Okay. Boy, and I'm just not getting what I need in terms of land, right? I mean, I've got nothing. So I'm gonna have to block down or Conclave Tribunal a dude. I should probably pick up a Clan Caller and knock it out, although he could, if he gets one more land, he could Clan Caller a Clan Caller, and I'll be just as stuck. So, and if I take the Thorn Lieutenant, he gets another elf anyways. So I think the right play is to snatch a Clan Caller after attacking. No, he's not going to block. He can take 4 all day, though it's a Vigilant 4, so he doesn't have to tap. And then I'm going to Conclave Tribunal, which has to use the Convoke ability here. And I'm gonna snatch a clan caller. I don't think that's gonna help me too much. Oh boy. No trample. I think that was the wrong move. He should have got another. Maybe he doesn't have one. Or tried to get another clan caller out there. Okay, well. Now what are we going to try and do here? I'm going to get my Knight of Autumn out. And hope to use it as a blocker against his Thorn Lieutenant, though I don't think he is going to... I don't think he's going to attack with his Thorn Lieutenant unless he pumps it up again. And he would just eat up my Knights of Autumn, but I do need to get blockers out somehow. Yeah, card draws his friend. So now he's got card advantage, mana advantage, and better board state than me at this point. And I don't want to Luminous Bonds his Thorn Lieutenant either, because then he gets that 1/1. 5, 6. Yeah, he's got the mana for it right now, and obviously he's going to use it. I see it happening. This isn't a surprise to me. Oh. Nice. Yeah, that still works. Okay. That's... Now we've got the 4th mana. I'm going to go with my Conclave Cavalier because it's 4/4 Vigilance, and it has a death effect, so I can use it as a blocker, and if it dies I don't care because I'll get 2 Knights out of the deal, and with a little bit of hope, maybe we can do something this game. Maybe not, but maybe we can. This is strong right here. Clan Callers and Thorn Lieutenants and Pelt Collectors. It's good stuff. I don't think we're gonna come back. Nope. Nope. Can't do that. Or I'm dead to the Thorn Lieutenant's 6 mana ability down here where he gets +4/+4. Nice. It doesn't matter. He's won the game. There we go. So a bit of a slower start there, and not enough mana coming my way against a fast deck, which can happen with this one, especially if you don't get enough mana. It's a slow combo to get your Satyr Enchanter out there. We'll do one more game. Hopefully we can squeeze out 2 wins with it, or draw into some more of the control elements that would have kept me afloat a little longer. While we wait, if you could take a minute to subscribe, that'd be cool. I know there's not too many right now. It's a bit of a early start to my channel, so I do appreciate everybody who's subscribed thus far. Thank you so much. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I've got the crux of the deck right here, and if I get a little in trouble, I can Luminous Bonds a dude. But again, it's a super slow start. We're looking like a 5th turn History of Benalia. That is just what the Doctor ordered in a Knight of Grace. Against Izzet, this could be a little tricky. If he's doing Izzet Control, I'm in trouble. If he's doing Izzet Phoenixes, we're in good shape. Alright, so now we've got a turn 2 and a turn 3 play, and then we can take off from there. I don't think we'll get the chance to Luminous Bonds anything. A lot of times they don't play creatures anyway, and if he's got a Niv Mizzet on turn 6, we're going to be sunk because that's such a strong card. It's kind of a game winner. Is this a tap land? It is. We'll go with the Plains. We'll go with the Satyr Enchanter, and then we'll attack with our Knight of Grace and get this party started. So now well, we'll see what happens. He's got a shock for this Satyr Enchanter, but if he didn't... Oh. Okay. Oh, he's going to disperse somebody? No, wait. Choose an instant or sorcery card. You may cast that card this turn. Then exile it, right? Okay. Alright, we'll go with our Sunpetal Grove for... Well, I should have done the Tranquil Expanse. But either way. So next turn we'll do another History of Benalia. And hopefully he doesn't resolve my Satyr Enchanter. Although at this point, he's starting to see the combo here, and he goes, hey, wait a minute, this can't fly. This is going to give this guy too much card advantage. And now he can't resolve the Knights and the Satyr Enchanter without using too much mana. So hopefully that's the decision he's weighing right now. It's a Disperse. That's a terrific choice, if I do say so myself. I'm going to go with another History here, just to make sure it gets on the board. And he's really got to resolve this. A Fiery Cannonade would do it nicely. Don't play that though, buddy. Okay, cool. So let's see if we can get an attack in here. There it goes. So when it works, it is sweet. When it doesn't work, it is a little frustrating, but that's kind of the price you pay for some of those deck types. You know, for more content like this, go ahead and subscribe. I try and do one video a day, and it's a lot of fun for me, so I would appreciate that. Thanks for watching me. Have a good day.